All right, let's get to the Major League Baseball report cards. And National League, we will start with the NL East. And the highest mark in the NL East goes to the team that is leading the division, the Atlanta Braves. Got off to a torrid start, cooled off considerably, but still playing .568 baseball. The pitching's held up. Not much better than a .500 team over the last month and a half, but they haven't had to be because no one else has been able to take off in the division. So the Braves get a B. The Washington Nationals, the biggest disappointment by far in this division, the team that ran away with it last year, 6 games back this year. They've given up 14 more runs than they've scored. Only 1 game over .500. They get a D. Philadelphia, they're certainly on the decline. They've dealt with injuries. They lost Roy Halladay early in the year. Lost Ryan Howard. Lost Ben Revere. Only playing .500 baseball, so they get a C. The New York Mets, right about where I expected they would be. Bright spot for them, obviously, Matt Harvey, who started the All-Star game. He's going to be a stud. Offensively, though, a team that struggles to score runs, they get a C as well. And the Miami Marlins, about where you expected them to be, playing .376 baseball, 18 games out of first. They get a D. They are in a complete rebuild mold, are the Miami Marlins. Moving on to the next division, the NL Central. It's a 3-team race. And we have our first A+, the only team that got an A+ from me in Major League Baseball in the first half. Arr! The Pittsburgh Pirates. Walk the plank, matey. The Buccos have been phenomenal. 56-37, the first team to 50 wins. 1 game out of first, playing .600 baseball. They haven't been to the playoffs since the early 90s. This should be the year they get in. They can't have a collapse like they've had the last 2 years. I don't see it happening. The Buccos, they get an A+. The Cardinals, they really should be the blueprint as to how to run an organization. Consistently good, consistently contenders. It doesn't matter if they can't sign Albert Pujols. They make the right decisions. Big first halves from Carlos Beltran and Yadier Molina. The young guns in that rotation have been phenomenal. Adam Wainwright's been outstanding. The Cardinals are in first place, and they certainly deserve an A. The Reds were supposed to win this division. Instead, they're 5 games back. Still a good chance to make the playoffs with their 53-42 record. They got a B-. They got to keep some of their stars healthy, like Johnny Cueto, who's missed some time. Joey Votto and Jay Bruce have both had big years. Matt Latos has been pretty good as well. The Cubs, once again, are sellers. They've already traded Scott Feldman. They'll be looking to ship Matt Garza, looking to ship their closer, Kevin Gregg. They're 15 games out of first place, and Theo Epstein has not been able to turn them around since going there from Boston. The Milwaukee Brewers, they get the F. Just a couple years ago, this team almost won 100 games, won the division. Well, last year they took a step back and finished at .500. This year they've been a complete gong show. Ryan Braun, he can't stay healthy. He's been dealing with all the biogenesis stuff and probably going to get suspended. Their pitching has been terrible. And they have been a major, major disappointment. I mean, 38-56. The second worst record in the National League. Unacceptable for the Milwaukee Brewers. National League West is going to be a real fun division in the second half. A 2-team race between the Dodgers and the D-backs. Let's move now to the NL West board. The D-backs, who are in first place, get a B+. Obviously, Patrick Corbin had a first half for the ages. Ian Kennedy has struggled, but they've seen Paul Goldschmidt emerge as one of the best players in baseball. Kirk Gibson does a good job there. And they got a B+ for a very productive first half of the year. The Dodgers couldn't have started any worse. I mean, they were the big favorites in this division. They got off to a horrific start. Then Yasiel Puig came along and things turned around. Now, Puig's been dealing with some injuries. They got to get him back to healthy. But with their rotation that features Clayton Kershaw, Ricky Nolasco, Zach Greinke, and Ryu, hard to see the Dodgers not winning that division in the second half. 2.5 games back right now of first place Arizona. Colorado gets a C. They've been dealing with all sorts of injuries. Cargo, Troy Tulowitzki. Both these two guys just can't seem to stay healthy at all for them. The Giants get an F. I mean, now, they got a bit of a mulligan. They've won 2 of the last 3 World Series, but their season this year has been terrible. They're second last in the division in runs scored. Their pitching hasn't been what it's supposed to be. Barry Zito is awful, especially on the road. Tim Lincecum didn't do anything until he threw a no-hitter in his last start. Matt Cain has been a major disappointment. Really, the only guy that's been consistent for them has been Madison Bumgarner. Vogelsong's been hurt, so a lot of work to do in San Francisco. San Diego, a lot of young talent, has not been able to really stay healthy. They've been mired by injuries, and they got a C- for an inconsistent first half of the year as well for Bud Black's squad.